What's going on, everybody, YouTube? I'm J. Rock Atchison, and in this video I'm going to be talking about exactly how I blew up my day trading account. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's content. Like I said, guys, I'm going to be talking about how I actually blew up my day trading account. So the account didn't actually go all the way down to zero. So I actually, was way over $25,000 in that account, and I got it up to, I want to say, maybe 36,000 at one point, 37,000 at one point, and then I just kept making a series of bad trades after bad trades after bad trades. And what ended up happening was I just threw out my trade plan altogether, and it went from me having trade plans to me actually just gambling. And I'm just gonna be straight up with you. I was like YOLO, and that kind of like, that was my Achilles heel. And I learned from that. I learned from letting that feeling take over my trading, and I ended up blowing up my day trading account. So like I said, the account went up to, I got the account up to like maybe 37,000, and I just wasn't gonna keep putting money into it, like depositing money to the account. And even though I knew I had a problem at that point, the problem was I couldn't trust myself trading. So what I ended up doing was, when the account fell below 25,000, I think it dropped down to like 23,000, and then I was just like, that's it, I blew up my account. So I had to convince myself that I blew up my account to keep me from A, putting more money in and keep just repeating the same cycle without learning, and B, I was just like, let me just take all that money out of that account and just, pay some bills or do whatever I need to do with that money. And so I wouldn't even have that as an option. So what I ended up doing, my remedy, my fix to me trading like that and blowing up my account, was I just downsized my trading account like drastically. So now I only have 2 small accounts that I'm working on now. So I don't have a big account. And everybody's definition of a big day trading account is different. So I know somebody's gonna be roasting me in the comment section, talking about, oh, $37,000, that's a big day trading account. Yeah, that's big for me, because where I came from, I started that account with $3,000. All right, so yeah, it was a big trading account for me. But yeah, I just wanted to put this video out here real quick, just to let y'all know that just treat it like a business. Treat it like a business, and stick to your trade plan, right? And then, like I said, what worked for me was just taking all that money out and hitting that reset button, because for some reason I feel like I'm comfortable around that $5,000 to like $12,000 range as far as a trading account. I'm real comfortable with trading with accounts that size. But then once I start getting over 20,000, 25,000, I just start getting reckless with the money, like no stop losses, stuff like that. And then I got caught holding the bag, because as soon as I entered the order, like almost simultaneously, as soon as I entered into the position, before I can even set my stop loss, either using the hotkey or whatever the case may be, it flushed down so fast I wasn't able to put a stop loss on it. And so when it flushed down, I'm like, man, instantly down 500. And then so naturally I'm like, well, it'll bounce off the non-moving average. It don't bounce off the non-moving average. And the next thing I know, I'm like, well, it'll bounce off the 20. It don't bounce off the 20, it just keeps going down. Oh, maybe it'll bounce off the VWAP. And it don't bounce off the VWAP. So now I'm sitting there like, instead of having a $500 loss, which was still way more than my max loss per trade, so I tried to cap that off at 150. So 150 was my max loss per trade. So you can see like how the feelings and the emotions kind of take over, right? Because if I lock it in at $500, then now I done lost $500 on that one trade. But I tell you right now, losing $500 is a hell of a lot better than me losing $10,000, which is what I lost on one of these trades. That was actually a winning trade that I decided to go back to the cookie jar and be greedy and get more out of that trade, and ended up getting flushed down. And when it got flushed down, my emotions took over, because I'm like, well, it'll bounce. And then when it didn't bounce, I'm sitting there stuck in there looking crazy because it didn't bounce. Now I'm in an even bigger hole. Now I'm turning that day trade to a long-term investment, which that's something I talk about in my videos all the time. Like, don't turn day trades into long-term investments. And that's exactly what I end up doing on exactly 4 trades. So those 4 trades ultimately put me out of the game in my big account. And I'm, like I said, I'm just sharing that with you guys so you guys can learn from my mistakes, right? You guys can learn from my mistakes, and you know, hopefully your learning curve will, you know, be a little bit faster than mine, because I'm learning all this stuff in real time. Yeah, I think, like I said, the emotions took over, and I can't emphasize enough, like, stop loss, cut the loss. Like, when I trade now in my accounts that I do have, I'm on a defensive trading mindset. Like, I'm trading with the mindset of, cool, how much am I losing? I don't even look at the profit targets too much. I'll be like, how much am I losing? What's the max loss that I'm losing? And then I try to incorporate a decent risk to reward, you know, ratio, just to get my confidence back, because losing all that money, I think the total was about 26,000. Because I did end up putting more money back into the account. I did end up depositing more money into the account, you know, to keep trading and keep me over 25,000. So, and that's why I call it me blowing up my day trading account, because there's no way I can justify my poor trading for 2021 in that size of an account. So I just had to go back to the basics, and that's what I'm doing. I'm back to the basics, working with a small day trading account now, and I'm just gonna build that account back up, and then hopefully I don't change. Hopefully when it's time for me to scale that account, I scale it and keep my fundamentals, my principles, my trade plan intact, and not let emotions take over my trading, because that's exactly what happened. And that's exactly why I'm sitting here urging you guys not to follow in my footsteps and do the same thing that I did, right? Because the ultimate goal of day trading is to make money, right? We want to make money day trading, and you can't make money by giving all your profits away that you went either weeks or months generating all these profits just to give it back in 4 trades. And that's exactly what I did. So like I said, learn from my mistakes, guys. Learn from my mistakes, and we're gonna be back at it. We back making videos. We back making content. We back trading consistently, and that's the only way I'm gonna get better, is just keep doing it, keep trading consistently, and keep following the plan and not deviating, and not let my emotions take over. But like I said, if you guys found value in this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that like button so YouTube can start showing me some love. You know what I mean? I'm not as big as all these other content creators, but I want to make my mark on out here in YouTube as well. So help a brother out, hook me up, and until next time, peace.